So this is the setup in order to test the AC motor of this indicator. The reference winding of the AC motor is supplied by this transformer here. The primary of this transformer comes from an HP amplifier, which is just here. The input of the amplifier here is connected to one output of this function generator. I can adjust the level in order to have 115 volt as the output of the transformer. This is what I will do first. And then the second output of the generator is connected to this amplifier I have built yesterday. The output of this amplifier is connected to the motor also. I will first increase the level for the reference voltage of the motor. So I will turn on the amplifier and I will measure the AC voltage at the output of this transformer. So I have a multimeter here. I can show you the same time. Perfect. We set the range to 400 volts. Okay. So I will turn on the function generator. Okay. And I will increase the level. For the moment I have 33 volts, 114. Okay. So you can hear a little sound coming from the motor. Okay. I have also connected in series with the second winding of the motor the overrun switch in order to avoid the problem. So it activates the second output of the function generator in order to apply a voltage on the second winding of the AC motor. And normally the speed and the direction is controlled by the amplitude and the phase of this voltage. And with this generator I can adjust the phase, so we can control normally the direction and the speed of the needle. So I will increase the voltage at the second input. I will first activate the voltage here. So amplitude. Okay, I will check the voltage as the output of the amplifier also. Okay, so I can adjust the gain also of this amplifier. And for the moment the gain is at minimum, that is to say something like 10. Yes, but the second channel is not activated, so I will reduce the voltage to 0. Okay. For the moment I have 1 volt, 6 volts, 20 volts RMS. I will change the phase. We need something with the phase shift of 90 degrees or something like that. I will decrease the amplitude first to 2 volt RMS, and I will change the phase. Yes, to 90 degrees. Okay, and then I will change the amplitude now. Okay, so the motor was in overrun, the switch was activated. I have changed the phase of this signal, and now this works. And if I change the phase, so depending on the amplitude, so this is an amplitude of 12 volt RMS and 26. And I can change the phase. And it will change the direction. So we need actually a phase shift of 90 degrees between the reference winding and the signal on the other winding. So I will use this capacitor decade box here. I will place in series with the winding of the motor, and I will adjust the capacitor in order to have 90 degrees phase shift. So first I will set the phase shift of this function generator to 0. Here. I will connect the reference signal here to one channel of the oscilloscope. We'll use the T connector here. I will place my decat box here. So I will connect the winding of the motor in series with this capacitor. And I have to monitor the voltage across the winding. And then I will activate the voltage here. Okay, we have 1 microfarad. Okay. I will change the direction. 180 degrees, and I will limit the amplitude also in order to reduce the speed of this thing. Okay, so the optimum phase is here. Okay, so this is the optimum value. You see that we have a 90 degrees phase shift here, and the capacitor required is 5 microfarad. Okay, so I will add 5 microfarad capacitor. I will place in series. Okay, so I will use two capacitors of 2.2 microfarad in parallel. So I will replace the capacitor box to this capacitor here. Okay, so let's see if it works now. Okay, I will change the direction of the phase. 180 degrees. Okay. We can see the variation of the mechanical stuff. Okay, so the next step is to disconnect the amplifier from the function generator, to connect the input of the amplifier to the LVDT sensor. And normally this should work. So after we just need to adjust the gain of the amplifier, and I have one chance of 2 to connect it on the correct direction. So in order to have a negative feedback, the polarity of the AC signal should be correct. So I don't know, I will see. If it doesn't work, I will permute the output of the amplifier, for example. So let's start. I will disconnect the input of the amplifier. I will keep the oscilloscope in place. And I will connect the input to the LVDT sensor, C and D. So I will use a banana adapter here. Okay, so first we need to set this thing more or less to 0. Okay, I will activate the excitation signal of the motor. Okay, and then I will apply the AC voltage. Yes, I forgot something, is the excitation of the VDT sensor. So I need another signal, which is signal A. And this should be connected to probably 26 volt AC or something like that. So this will be connected, for example, to the input of the generator. I have 10 volt AC. I don't know if it will be enough. Normally it is enough if the flag is off here, so we'll test. I have connected this to the input of the transformer, which is 10 volt RMS currently. So I think this is enough. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it seems working. So let's see if I change the pressure. Okay, you can see that if I change the pressure, the altitude changes. And the regulation works because if I want to change the position of the needle, it will recover the position. So I think the oscillation is caused by the amplifier here. So I can increase the gain of the amplifier. Okay, I have an oscillation at the output of the amplifier. So I will add a capacitor in parallel to the feedback resistor of this amplifier, which is here, which is this potentiometer actually. The potentiometer here. I will add a capacitor of 4.6 nanofarad. So I will try to add this capacitor. Okay, so this is perfect. There is maybe, yes, this is a higher frequency, and this capacitor is very hot. There's something strange here. It is in the correct direction. So I have added 4.6 nanofarad in parallel to the feedback capacitor here. And I have changed this capacitor, which was very hot. So let's power on the amplifier. And the current is normal. We have still a small oscillation, as you can see. But this one should not be a problem. The frequency seems high. We have yes, a few megahertz. So maybe if I connect also a capacitor to the input, this should be better. The input is here. Yes, okay. So this is 150 picofarad, so I can add 1 nanofarad or something like that. Okay, so this thing is 4.53 nanofarad. So let's see. Okay, this is much better. So I will add also this capacitor at the input. Okay, so I have placed this capacitor in parallel to the input here. And the feedback capacitor is here. So now we can see that we have a small noise, but this is normal. Power supply is off, so I will turn on the power supply. Okay, so we have nothing different. So this is absolutely the same. So now the amplifier should be okay. So I will replace the cover. Okay, so I will reconnect the output of the amplifier. Okay, I will turn on the power supply and the function generator. So Okay, so this thing works. We can check the voltage of the output of the amplifier. So let's change the gain to see. Okay, if I reduce the gain, you can see that it is more stable, of course, but the regulation is very smooth. You can change and you see it doesn't recover easily. I can reduce, this is the minimum gain, a gain of 10 approximately, and you can see that you can change manually 25, 30 here. But if I increase the gain of the error amplifier at the maximum, which is 150, something like that, in this case it becomes unstable. You can see the variation here. But of course it is difficult to change. The art regulation. Okay, so this seems nice. I think it's a good compromise. It is stable and it's quite a good regulation. Okay. You can see that the motor tries to compensate a little bit. If I increase the gain of the error amplifier, this will be amplified. Okay, so I will reinstall the cover of this indicator and I will perform some tests with air pressure. Okay, I have replaced the cover of this thing. So now I have to find an adapter in order to apply a negative pressure on this pressure inlet here. We can see that if I adjust the barometric pressure, I can have a change on this thing. Okay, the diameter of the input pressure here is exactly 8 millimeters. So I will use this adapter here. So this is exactly 8 millimeters. So I will add this sealant here in order to avoid the leakage. And then I will screw this thing with sealant also. And this it can be possible to use a standard 6 millimeters plastic tube here. And this will do the job, I think. Okay, and then I will add this. I can remove after if necessary these things. It's not very important. So I don't know if this thing will do the job, we'll see. Otherwise I can put also some silicone here I can try. This will be easy to remove anyway. Okay, so I will connect the air pressure generator to the input and we will see. Okay, so this is the air pressure generator. So I will connect a plastic tube from here to the input of this thing. Okay. So I will put this thing in negative pressure here. It is already set like that. Okay, so let's turn on the AC voltage. Okay. This doesn't seem to work. I have a negative pressure of minus 117 bars. Yes, because I didn't turn on my power supply. So I will set the pressure to 0. Okay, you have one more chance. So I turned on the power supply for the amplifier. Okay. And then, okay, you can see it works. And there is no leakage. We can check, for example, according to this table I have already used the last time. For example, for pressure of 875 millibars, we should have an altitude of 4000 feet from air pressure of 113. So if we calculate the difference between this, we can set the pressure and see if it indicates 4000 feet. So I will do the calculation, 875 minus 113. So this is a pressure of 138 millibars. So I will set 138 millibars on this thing and we will see if it indicates 4000 feet. Okay, that's perfect. This thing seems calibrated. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.